like the Axe. I think it's been okay. We've seen it win one good game and like lose one bad game, so it's been kind of on both sides of the coin. One thing I will say about the Spectre pick for Infinity, just something that kind of hit my mind as you were talking, was the fact that the last time Infinity played the Spectre, they played it fast. You know, it wasn't like that slow Spectre build up. Oh my god, I need to farm bottom or farm safe lane and you know, do my thing and get a couple items. You know, it was fast. It was a fight's gonna break out. I'm gonna haunt. I'm going. I'm fighting. I'm participating, and that's how I'm gonna gain my farm. That's how I'm gonna shut down the enemy team. And you know, haunt over to top to grab a kill. Now I'm farming top. You know, wait for that to go off cooldown. Fight happens bottom. Haunt, fight, farm. And it was very active from Infinity. It was really nice from what I saw from them. And now Zero, they go into the Sven. So you've got lockdown in the telekinesis, the Pin of Malice, as well as the Stormhammer. I like it from Team Zero. MV on this Sven could be pretty impressive. The question is, you know, can they avoid this Axe and make sure that they don't get,
10 seconds.
you know, into too much trouble with a good Berserker's Call or something.
5
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Silencer's one good hero at dealing with that. Again, range attacks is huge right-click damage, and the pure damage that sits on top of his right clicks Axe doesn't like dealing with. So a little bit harder for him to harass the enemies back with Berserker Call. And of course, Silencer is able to get those last hits on creeps with his extra Blades of Wisdom damage to get the Battle Hunger off of him. This Sven is a decent pickup. It's one of those heroes that can fight into the Spectre. And of course, it's pretty good against the Warlock as well. A lot of people don't really like sitting underneath that the golems, the upheaval, but Sven can just kind of stand his ground, hit the golems back, cleave onto everybody else, and then of course late game he's going to be able to get out of that Warlock soup by throwing around himself with that Stormbolt Aghanim Scepter. The last pick here, not sure what they really want to grab. But looking back on this, I'm thinking that they probably would have been happy with like a Timber Saw rather than this Axe. Not that Zero would have picked the Sven into the Timber Saw at this point, but they could have picked a safer mid here and then gone for like whatever they wanted in the offlane. I'm a huge believer in offlane last picks in order to shut down the enemy carries, but a lot of people prefer to pick their mid heroes last, especially when they have that last pick. That's how you get brooded and whatnot.
Radiant's turn to pick.
So they banned the Lena, they banned the Death Prophet, Void Spirit, and Storm getting banned out, needing a mid. DK doesn't feel like a bad hero, but...
Zero or for Infinity?
For Zero. Well, really, I would even say for both teams. DK, with that stun, with that tankiness, I don't think it would be that bad. And I was thinking Invoker. It's just, you know, when you speak about Invoker, sometimes you think about, like, is your mid an Invoker player? You know, there are those standout Invoker players that you think of when you talk about the hero. And, you know, I try not to be like, oh, this guy's going to play Invoker. And then all of a sudden, chat's just like, dude doesn't even play Invoker. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're either an Invoker player or you're not. And there's a couple heroes like that. You're either an Earth Spirit player or you're not. You're either I feel like you're less common these days, but you're either a Bat Rider player or you're not for a little while. But it's not quite like that anymore. Here's a little bit easier to play. Style isn't as unique. But yeah, Brood Mothers, Meepos, those sort of things. Invoker picked up here, a bit defensive, but does make a little bit of sense to be able to dispel heals and whatnot from the enemy team. And of course, it's pretty safe no matter what the enemy team decides to pick. And I like heroes like that. The Storm Spirit and the Void Spirit bans from Infinity make sense to me as well. Again, you don't have a huge amount of lockdown. You've got your golems. You have some stuff on Clockwork. You have your Berserker's Call, but all this isn't really that instant. There's a huge cast point on Berserker's Call, and of course you have to deal with the cast point and drop time of the Golem and Clockwork. You're not really disabling for this huge period of time. So they've limited their ability to just kind of jump out of the back lines and kill Warlock in these team fights.
Kunkka could be a good pick.
Yeah, I like this. It's going to let them take the fight to the enemy, play a little bit more aggressive, and give them that much more lockdown. And of course, Kunkka is one of the mid heroes that kind of falls off with damage into the late game, but Spectre isn't going to have those kinds of problems. And of course, the Kunkka couples pretty well with Fatal Bonds and whatnot from this Warlock. You're able to cleave people down with that underneath the Fatal Bonds, and do tons of damage to the entire team. So, team Team Zero, their draft is pretty strong. I think they give solutions to this axe and whatnot, but I'm preferring Infinity's draft here. Unless Eternal Envy is able to get that very quick Silver Edge on the Sven. He is a decent Silver Edge carrier now. You build it out of an Echo Saber and a Shadow Blade. But Infinity could take this game. I definitely prefer Zero as a team here. I think they're a lot stronger as players, and I think that they have a ping advantage, but Infinity's draft, they've got it going on.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the control. They have the X. They have a call. Chaotic Offering is going to be disruptive in fights. They have Clockwork going with the long-range initiation of the hook shot, but the question becomes, can they, deal with that in the mid-game when you've got Sven early God Strength sometimes feels very overwhelming, and how are we going to see Ryoya do on this Invoker? Global Silence could be a problem if you want to start these fights. You want to go in and get a call into a Chaotic Offering with the Fatal Bonds, and all of a sudden Global Silence comes in, the God Strength gets used, and the turnaround is there. So I think there are definitely tools for Team Zero to make this game potentially problematic for Infinity.
Yeah. Anyways, here we go, Bkop. Game number 2. I'm feeling you got much better odds on Infinity this game. Let's go. See Kanka. He's got the Ghost set. This one where you get the Shark Ghost ship. This one isn't easy to get. I'm pretty sure you can't get it anymore. Wasn't it just during the Battle Pass?
I am not entirely certain.
Pretty sure this was the Battle Pass one. Cash items are exclusive and will not be available for purchase until after the International, and then you need to not tradable or marketable exclusive reward. Yes. This is the locked one. Alright, let's go.
Tradable
Top
and marketable,
lane.
what is that? I have no idea. Mandy up top with Prada. So he'll have, sustainability in this lane. It should be level 1 into the Shadow Word for Prada. Take a look and see how this lane's going to go for either side. Sneaking with Febby heading towards the top lane with Envy. So Envy's going to be in this lane. That might make it a little bit more difficult. And they're not even showing Envy, not even trying to.
10 players compete.
Rax is inside the True's over here under the tier 1 tower. I don't think they caught vision of him either. So they may not know that Sven is up here.
Yeah, I was expecting a fight to break out at the top here. I was hoping for we'd see a little like pre-laning phase action. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. This is probably where the action is going to be, though. We're going to be following Raykill around and seeing what he does again. Wherever this guy goes is where kills are going to happen to start. Brax's lane is probably going to be a little bit slow, and of course, mid lane slow. Go.
Some early right clicks. Ooh, Fatal Bombs on all 3 heroes. That feels really good.
Raykill gets in there. It's got to be a bit
sneaking. Definitely obnoxious already.
Getting that first point of Fatal Bonds is a little bit annoying. It makes sense if you're playing against a tri-lane. Raykill had to back off immediately, though. Battery Assault does a lot of damage, but when you're getting clicked by 3 heroes at the same time, it becomes not really worth it. Especially that early game there. He's dancing around deciding if he really wants to commit or not.
If Zero can get level 2 first, I would say probably get first blood in this lane. I don't think first blood happens bottom. 1v1, that just doesn't seem likely. The Sven combo too with Invoker should be interesting. Give Alacrity over to the Sven.
Yeah.
All of a sudden Sven just, starts taking names.
Alacrity on Sven can do some serious damage, especially with God Strength. But yeah, if he's going this Quas Wax build, just 1 point and Exhort, I'll give him access to that, and it's really the attack speed that you want there. God Strength to give you all the damage you want. But Febby taking some damage from this Battery Assault, but he went too far forward here on Raykill, and he took some heavy damage for it.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world now that he's got this salve. Right clicks coming in from Snake King continually. Using those glaives, and Brax all of a sudden, he has no HP regen. Pretty greedy, and he just had his courier come out. Battery assault once again. Raykill moving forward. Cogs are there around him. Febby hit with the Spectral Dagger. This should be first blood for the side of Infinity Esports, but Telekinesis drops him down on all these heroes. The damage on a Raykill should be a trade at least, which is okay for Snake King, getting that permanent intelligence. They look over at Prada. Envy doesn't have Stormhammer for 2 seconds when I started saying that sentence, but also didn't have the mana. He does have 2 mangoes to work with, so they will throw the Stormhammer. No mana for Snake King, so no glaives to do that extra bit of damage.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
Himself well supplied with that.
Stop that salve. Well done there. They still have the Shadow Word. They still have the sustain that way.
Yeah. Again, that's one of the main reasons why you pick up this combo, and he's gone the Ring of Basilius as well, which makes a lot of sense for this trial, and you're providing 3 heroes with that extra mana. Keep this guy topped up. Bottom lane, they actually do manage to get a kill down there. I wasn't expecting to see that, but BTS pushing Brax so far back. Can't take our eyes off top, though, because Battery Assault going onto this Rubik here. Back off, though. But I'm honestly surprised that Axe managed to find a kill down here. I guess the Brax is playing a little bit too close to the creep wave. Axe managed to get these 3 points into counter Helix, so he's doing a lot of pure damage back to Brax.
You can't stay too close. The call's coming in right by the creep wave. Brax, was, like I said, was down there with little to no HP regen. Tornado EMP, Mr. Jeans ahead of Ryoya in terms of CS by quite a bit. 33-9 of the 21-4. Wow.
Oh.
But Spectre getting pushed back. Battery Assault and in once again. Envy surrounded by the Cogs. They've got the Telekinesis to throw him away. Lands him on the 3. Stormhammer hits on both these heroes. Now can they follow this up with anything? Snake King trying to do all the damage that he can. But Febby, Snake King need to run. Envy, all 3 of these heroes sitting just too low to really put the pressure on and really want to move up on this. Mandy still needs to be careful. Standing forward like this, Stormhammer is available. They've got the damage. Can they get the kill through the Shadow Word? It doesn't look like it. Snake King, he's going to get hit by this Spectral Dagger. Raykill thinking about walking in. Prada trying to right-click, but still back and forth they go, and neither team finding a kill.
Yeah, this Mandy here has actually opted to go 1-0-2. This is the first time I've ever seen Spectre go for this particular build. Normally you want to be maxing out that dagger as quickly as possible, but again, it's making sense if you're under such heavy harass from the enemies, and you have that Shadow Word to help you heal up. So, just going to out-sustain the enemies with this and get those abilities to help him tank up at the moment. But Mandy's got absolutely no fear in this lane. He just starts running at the enemies when he has 100 HP left. Pops that wall into the last possible second. And, Warlock keeping him healed up with the Shadow Word.
So both Ryoya and Mr. Jeans level 6. We'll see if either of them can make a rotation. Snake King's going to head towards bottom. And this is still a tri-lane for Infinity. Wonder if the boost in experience gained in this lane will help out now that Snake King's going bottom. He'll spot Benjaz. They're actually going to rotate Ryoya over here. Pit of Malice. Tornado EMP misses, but the Pit of Malice is there, so he's out of mana. They've got the Cold Snap. Arcane Curse. The right clicks are through. They take out the Axe. So it does end up favorable.
Should look to their middle tower.
Yeah, Benjaz going down there, and that's I finally managed to get a kill on him because he's been getting pushed back pretty hard on Brax. In fact, Axe's net worth is still up above his by 100 despite getting that kill so late in the laning phase. So a little bit of breathing room for him because his tower's been under siege. He has half HP as well.
The trouble, Shadow Word, Battery Assault. They get the kill on the Sven. Mr. Jeans comes up towards top 2. X with the ghost ship. One more shot. Raid kill takes it. 2 kills up towards top. Infinity up 4-2.
It's one of the benefits of having this Conquer. It makes going for those ganks with that X much easier. Meanwhile, this Quaswex Invoker basically just kind of sits in his lane. He stops the enemies from going on his tower, yeah, but he doesn't farm very fast. And this game, probably kicking yourself wishing you had Sunstrike, considering how low HP a lot of these heroes on Infinity were sitting up there in that top lane.
This Conquer for the Invoker.
Yeah. Just being able to be more active is making a world of difference. In fact, Mr. Jeans, he's got Radiance queued up. We're going to see Radiance Kunkka. It's not super uncommon, but you don't see it too often. Yeah. We don't see Radiance built that often in this patch, actually. I'm sure you've noticed, like, barely any Spectres have been building it. Just comes online a little bit too slow. It's like it's a brawling patch. Kills are worth so much gold. You want to be contributing as much as you can early on. Spending that 3,800 build up, it just isn't worth it. But Mr. Jeans, I guess, feeling he has a good enough game that he can warrant getting it.
They find the axe though again. Ryoya down here with Eternal Envy. All 3 of your cores are farming down towards bottom.
This is really important.
Yeah. A big kill to get, and we'll switch it over to the net worth. You spot, look how far ahead this Kunkka is. Jeez.
Dire have fortified their structures against attack.
Brax finally TP's top, but they've brought the Kunkka up. Even have Dark Rift. Pit of Malice hits onto 3 Arcane Curse on a Prada as well as Mr. Jeans. Brax went north, oddly enough. Firestorm down on a Mandy. Shadow Word there. They've got the X. They'll have the Ghost Ship with the Torrent. So this is looking like a simple kill for them onto Brax, taking out the Underlord, who's dead for the 2nd time.
Well, Ray Kill just being a nuisance to Eternal Envy.
Yeah, but
says,
this may be a
get this guy out of my jungle.
Stormhammer and Snake King's here for the end.
Yeah. He contributed a little bit. He's at the +6 now. Get a +2. They need to continue to shut down this axe. Again, stopping him getting that early blink dagger is really going to slow down Infinity's ability to take these team fights. Him being able to jump in and get that Berserker call off from multiple heroes, it's a huge initiation for them. They have to be very worried about him getting a good blink call and then followed by a Fatal Bonds. A lot of damage can come out very fast from that one.
So Midas, Envy looking the long route again.
Okay, hits that level 10, gets 30 damage talent, and he's 22 out of 3,800 gold towards his Sacred Relic. Again, this is going to slow down his game a little bit, but he is sitting at the top of the net worth chart by a good chunk here. 5.1k, highest Radiant hero with Underlord at 3.8.
If he goes into the God Strength, he'll continue to farm. He needs to get into this Midas pretty quickly. They need to slow down Mr. Jeans, too. He is too far ahead, but look at where the net worths stand. Top 3, all 3 cores for the side of Infinity Esports. They're up 2k. And now Mandy, he's been spotted. Doesn't actually have the mana for a Haunt. Does have 10 wand charges. EMP comes down, but it's not in time, so they can't get the kill into the Spectre.
Spectre, despite being at such low HP, just goes right in the jungle, starts farming. Come on, product, get up there. Give him some Shadow Word. This guy's actually maxed out Fatal Bonds first. This is a very angry and aggressive Warlock over here. It's rare for me to see this. You saw it for a little while when it was super strong in the laning phase. It did higher percentage, each creep, but lower targets. You might make it come back in prominence. Right now, again, you pick that Shadow Word up just because you wanted to be able to sustain your carries for farm. Looks like they're going to concede this bottom tower and trade it for the top lane. Then here just teleports out from behind the trees. So both
Spectre caught. Bit of Malice, Cold Snap. It locks again. Mandy, EMP. I don't...
He's fine.
Ryoya held that EMP for a long time. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown. I doubt it was, but I thought maybe he'd throw it earlier in that exchange onto Mandy.
Radiant's bottom tower is in
Did feel a little bit odd. We're somewhere else at the time, though, just watching the enemy team group up on that bottom tower there. Both teams taking each other's safe lane, so the jungles are opened up. So Radiant invades Dire jungle, Dire invades Radiant jungle. But Raykill, again, this is the guy that's been out for blood in this game. This is the guy we need to keep an eye on. He's in the enemy triangle, even though they've got a sentry ward up here.
They know he's there.
Yep.
Tornado gets thrown, actually hits him.
But they've got no more
from the stacks. I think that's okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the one rune that doesn't get dispelled by Tornado. It's the invisibility. I don't know why, but that's just how Val be.
So now he's got this Midas.
DD Haze both get dispelled by that Tornado.
Say keep creep alive, but he'll just go for the Dark Troll Summoner over here with the Midas, and now Envy gonna start boosting up on that farm. But you take a look at the Kunkka, who already has the Sacred Relic. Will Envy be effective enough if there's gonna be a Radiance on Mr. Jeans so quickly?
I don't think so. This guy, he's trying to get that Echo Saber. Again, this is the game for that Silver Edge. And it's a natural item now on Kunkka. Sorry, on the Sven. The hero, the big strength here with Cleave. No, same thing, basically. I don't think it's going to come online fast enough. Meanwhile, Roya doubling back for a Midas. I think both teams thinking that this game was going to go pretty late, but Kunkka, once he's done this Radiance, I think it's go time for them. The Spectre went Drums of Endurance. He's going for Yasha Manta style. Like, they're going to want to take the fight to the enemy team. Maybe punish the fact that these guys have all bought Midases or are buying Midases.
So, can Ryoya get quickly into the Midas? He is farming pretty freely over bottom, but that is allowing both the Spectre and the Kunkka to farm for free, and the Radiance is here. 14.5-minute Radiance with 2 bracers and phase boots. 8,000 net worth so quickly on. 548 GPM. And that puts him at the top by quite the margin.
Yeah.
They start to come over with a smoke. If they can catch the Kunkka coming out of the high ground, I don't even know if they get this kill. It's going to be difficult with the Radiance, but they've got everybody here. So if they catch somebody, it's going to be the smoke. Benja's coming over. There's the Pit of Malice. They'll pop the God's Trick. They'll use the Haunt. They've got the Global Signs coming in and follow that up. But they just don't have the lockdown. They don't have the kill. And now Spectre by himself goes to the Spectral Dagger, but Ray kills right onto the high ground. They've got the Battery Assault as well as the Cogs around him. Stormhammer hits onto Mandy. Mandy focuses his attention onto Brax. They'll get the kill into the Underlord. They'll take him out. He tries to throw down a Firestorm and survive, but that's just not going to happen. God Strength was used so quickly by Envy, who uses the Midas. He's on the run, trying to get away from Mr. Jeans. TP out, random Torrent, not going to land, and he does escape. But that was a smoke from both teams. I would say, at least for Team 0, luckily, they didn't end up losing more. Haunt did get used in that. Global Silence came out, so it stopped a lot of what Infinity ESPORTS were trying to accomplish in that fight. And they've seen this Radiance now, and now need to figure out what they can do to fight around it.
They're going to be on the back foot for a little bit. And they've got decent items. Well, they don't have decent items to stall, but they're okay with stalling right now with all these Midases. They didn't use Golem in that last fight, and they're probably about to drop it here in this next one. Here we go.
Mid, Ghost Ship comes in. Brax in trouble. Going Blade misses. Still get the kill. Great kill coming over. Febby, he's now in trouble. Tornado only hits on the Kunkka. That was actually a pretty significant whiff, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. But Kunkka instantly turned his eyes up here to the top lane. Little does he know that Envy is in the trees behind Snake King here.
If they could kill Mr. Jeans, that'd be great, but Envy's only level 9.
Oh, the Torrent just misses Eternal Envy, and I think he's going to get away because of this. Otherwise, they would have been able to catch him. They might be able to grab Snake King here. They have the level 4 in the Axe, and Ray kill here with the Battery Assault.
Snake King not much more than a ranged creep. This is what I was talking about this silencer. But look at the XP graph.
Yeah, open this bad
so early. I mean,
Yeah,
that
this is
is
just
such
jumping.
a massive difference. You've got Spectre, who's level 11, Envy, who just hit 10, Kunkka's 15 to the Invoker's 11. Ryoya is so far behind. He's got 2,200 gold saved up. And Mask of Madness now finished for the Sven instead of the Echo Saber, now going BKB Axe.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he's going to hard commit to this Midas, right? And buy it in just a second here. Here you go. Yeah, he buys the Midas. Warlock's got one on his team as well. Prada is earlier level 20 that all Warlocks love to do. Also holding on to this Shovel and Philosopher's Stone. Look at that. Min-maxing your GPM. This is what you love to see. Every support should do this. You know, dig up the bounty for your team and switch back to that Philosopher's Stone. This guy's a gamer.
It's a big issue for Team Zero. I think even though it's only 3K, Kunkka's just had such a free game, and he is basically into this BKB. He's farming so well, 4K ahead of Envy and 5K ahead of this Invoker. I mean, it wasn't like Ryoya had this horrible game, but it's just that much better for Mr. Jeans to start off. And it's only 9-4. It's not like it's been based on massive team fights.
Is under attack.
Roy going to the safest place on the map, which of course is the enemy side of the map. It's his jungle is invaded. But
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
oh, it gets the call off of the bottom lane, and Envy's gonna go down here.
Oh, that's massive. Getting that kill. He's in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. I mean, that... I think...
Dire should look to their top tower.
I don't know. I know it's early. I don't see Zero winning this game. And I'd hate to do that, but... You just look at the way the game is going right now, how much of a lead they have instantly. The fact that they're so reliant on... They've got Midases on both the Invoker and the Sven, and they are still massively behind.
I mean, I went into this saying that I preferred Infinity's draft. The players on Zero are very strong. But, again, Eternal Envy is the man you can never count in or out. If anyone can get themselves out of this pickle, you think, okay, we're up against the Spectre. We've got Midases on all of our core heroes. We're playing for the late game. One person can do it. It is Envy. Okay, no one can quite understand this man's tactical genius mind. I do think he is quite right for all the crap everybody gives him. You know, these
Axe
heroes
is
are
here,
here,
but you can't go on him when he's going after these Ancients. The Rocket Flare flies over. They've got the Manta. 7K lead.
Well, it's not the Axe you have to be worried about here. It's the guy behind him, Mr. Jeans here, level 18 Kunkka with Radiance and Black King bar. I mean, you jump on the Axe, you only make yourself susceptible to getting killed by all this AoE on the Kunkka. You need to find a way to burst this guy down at the start of a team fight before he manages to get off BKB, before he manages to get off this ghost ship, get that delayed damage on his entire team. They know they're in Roshan. The question is, can they take this fight?
No, and they're not even going to try. They shouldn't. Fighting this would just cause you to lose quicker.
Yeah, I mean, Sven, normally a hero, happy to have everyone grouped up in that Roche pit for him, just let him cleave him down, but in this case, you know, just a weaker version of Kunkka right now. You need more farm, you need more levels. You need your own BKB and Aghanim Scepter, be able to get out in this back line. There are so many major threats you have to worry about in Infinity. You have to somehow stop Benjaz from getting on top of your team with a call. You just somehow blow up this Kunkka so we can't burn your entire team down with his Radiance, with his Sustain. And then you have the hard carry to worry about, Manta here on the Spectre. It's just too many problems you have.
And I talked about the style that they play with the Spectre is very fast, so I'm not surprised that 21 minutes into the game they are already, you know, just invading the Radiant side without care.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
God
is
Strength
under
was
attack.
just used, so you need to try and split push some of these lanes. Slow down the enemy until it's back up. But again, it's not just the God Strength that they need. It's this Black King bar as well. God Strength by itself, Eternal Envy's just going to get himself blown up. So he knows to try and avoid fighting the enemies if he can at the moment. Of course, playing
Maybe
out
may
of
have
their
stayed
vision.
a little bit too long. Yep. X, Torrent, Ghost Ship, and there's the right click.
With that Imp Clover added damage. In all honesty, though, any space that Febby can make, if he can force the Kunkka, get out of position for another 30, 45 seconds there, if he can buy time for his team, get to wait for that Aegis to expire, you know, I'll take it. I wouldn't say that Febby being caught out there that bad is that horrible in the grand scheme of things.
So Sven about to have this BKB. And then going into the Axe, so we'll see if that matters. But Ryoya goes off the BKB, and now he's going for an Axe.
Tower is under attack.
If they get the right lockdown and they can get a Cataclysm off, get something going. And count Mr. Jeans, Haunt comes in, Global Silence used. Already looking to Dark Rift, Global Silence used for that. And yeah, the Haunt gets used, so that is a long cooldown as well, down for 150 more seconds, with Global Silence down for 2 minutes, which means I would say Infinity have free reign to just fight.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is
All right,
under
they smoke up. I don't think they can take this fight without Global Silence, though. And again, you're about to fight into a Golem, too. That wasn't used in that last team fight.
Biggest thing is that, not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest things is that Febby's got X. So maybe they do have the control necessary to get this. But Mr. Jeans, he's a level 20. Malice gets used on the backline. Stormhammer Envy, he's just farming creeps behind them. And now he's away from this fight. He's not even going to engage himself. They've got the cogs, they'll have the X. They mules up this Clockwork. But there's the Chaotic Offering coming through on a Brax. Malice has used the Mantis, popped by Mandy. They'll get themselves a second kill. The Meteor's down with Cold Snap as well as the Deafening Blast out onto the Clockwork of Raykill. This doesn't get them anything, and onto the tier 2 they go. So 12k lead for Infinity, and they're going to go to the high ground. This game, if they don't hold this mid-set of racks, I don't know where they're going to farm. I don't know if they can farm. Snake King, he's got nothing to throw. God Strength is used in desperation, but they already have a Heaven's Halberd. The Tornado hits on a 2. Can they at least get the kill on a Mandy? You got to remember, he still has an Aegis. So yes, they get this kill, but they need more. Blink Call, now they've got MV, they'll just kill him, he's dead for 50. EMP comes through, out of mana, but I mean, they'll just right click.
No mana, no cares, though. It doesn't really matter. Again, they're going to hit down this tower. They can keep it up a little while longer with some of these items that they have, with that Fortify, but you're only buying yourself time. Again, you're happy to give up that Aegis. Only had a minute left on it anyways, and Warlock is
got the X on
Warlock, come on,
Mandy.
give Shadow Word onto Mandy, Warlock, come on. Kill him up.
They X him back, they just don't even have the Sven. So they only lose the tier 3, that's not terrible. But you're down 14, 15k. Kunkka's level 21. Halberd BKB. Radiance going into an AC, 17k net worth. He is farming like a absolute madman.
Yeah, this game is feeling more and more hopeless. Like, there was a 5k XP swing. The Spectre did go down with the Aegis. It was a almost 3,000 gold swing. Warlock just about has his eggs completed. Bkop, I don't know where they go from here.
They go into tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Save their energy for the next games, or what?
Potentially. I think you just save energy for your pubs.
Yeah, but they're not giving up yet. We hitting 27 minutes soon here. So tier 3 items will be up. Might get themselves a Paladin sword or something like that. Eternal Envy, some lifesteal, but they want Underlord mid, but they're not going to be able to grab Brax. Unfortunately, they initiate with X marks the spot, so they're not going to have it to be able to drag him back from that Dark Rift. Clockwork whiffs the hook shot.
Just on the edge of that sentry. What kind of ping does Infinity have?
Infinity? They are at about 120 on all their players.
By the way, Warlock has his Ags. He has 8K.
Yes. He is
God.
close to Brax's farm. Not quite Eternal Envy level, but I mean, you would compare these two mids right now. I mean, Roya level 16, 10,400 net worth. Kunkka over here who just rushed his Radiance.
Oh, Paladin sword for him too.
He's got the Paladin sword now. He gives that up though. Probably gonna grab that on Spectre or something. Let's see. But he's at 19k net worth, almost double the net worth of his mid opponent, Mr. Jeans, up against Roya here. Managed to come online a big way, rotated top at the start, went quite well for him, and he managed to rush this Radiant. Actually, yeah, he does go Paladin Sword. Huh.
Smoke. I walk right by him. Wow. Ooh, courier. Envy wants it.
Over here, it looks like Prada's trying to grab something with Benja, see if they could sneak a kill or two.
Haunt gets used. Spectre going after Envy. Stormhammer
he's
BKB,
dead.
but there's the blink, there's the call. Envy dead once again. Mandy
buys
on the
out.
killing spree. And yeah, he bought out, so he's not going to have buyback. He's dead for 50. Now this did happen in the top lane, so it's far from the base, but that should be a tier 2, potentially more.
That was an intentional buyout, though. He saw he was going down, wanted to spend all of his unreliable gold, and did. I think he figures that the enemies aren't going to be pushing base here. It isn't important for him to high up this buyback. It's more important for him to get closer to this Aghanim Scepter. Bottom lane.
Sunstrike, Clockwork. Stays alive. 2-man Torrent. Ghost Ship coming in. They get the kill. They'll look for the Dark Rift out. Blink call, and just away. But the X on a Brax, they'll bring him back. So he does make the drop off. That's what the Uber is good for. And now they'll get the kill. They'll bash him up and take out Brax. He's dead for 50 with no buyback.
Mr. Jeans giving Underlord the old "Hey, how you doing?" brings him back, and this is open. I think this is it.
God Strength used, Stormhammer, Cataclysm, the damage on the Kunkka, but there's the Chaotic Offering. They get the kill on the Kunkka. Now they take out Mr. Jinx. They'll use the Global Silence. They look over as the Tornado hits on Mandy. Can they get the kill on the Spectre? The Golem's doing a lot of damage. Envy in a lot of trouble. He pops that BKB, starts to back off. Dust out onto Envy. He backs up into the base, and that is a save. That is a hold. Chaotic Offering used. Haunt is on cooldown for another 6 seconds, so that'll be up for another chance for Infinity, but they did kill the Kunkka. That is a massive kill.
That is a huge kill. I mean, that could... It's something. I'm not sure if it gets them back in this game.
Well, they'll find the Warlock. Okay. Now they can farm the golems.
From the golems now, yeah. Hit helps them pick this off even faster here, so now Warlock dead, doesn't have Chaotic Offering off cooldown. Kunkka went down there. The gold all going the way of Zero here, and Roshan is up. If they're quick, they could manage to snag this. The question is, how fast can they be without this God's strength? Or do they bother going for it?
Envy, Haunt, immediately used. Envy's in trouble. He'll get bashed. What a kill. Ray kill makes it happen. Haunt is stolen, but now they've cold snaking Roche out of the question. Is a hold out of the question? You got 14 seconds till the Kunkka's up, and Sven dead for 50.
I mean, you're definitely not getting Roshan anymore. That possibility has been stolen from you. They go into the pit here on Mandy and Ray kill. I imagine they will be able to clean this Roshan up pretty quickly. There we go. The illusions coming out and all of these doing the pure damage to Roshan. Clean this up pretty fast. You see some action break out here in the bottom lane pretty quickly, though. Mr. Jeans finds Brax.
Hook shot in again. Dark Rift. They've got the X. They'll let him leave. They'll pull him back. And the Haunt from Rubik is used.
Wondering what that
Interesting if he
was.
was able to steal the Aegis with that.
Be a bit overambitious. I think just end up dying. He's going to need his buyback for this next fight, too. But how do they bring the Spectre down twice? How do they bring him down with this cheese? 3,400 HP. He's got Scotty. He's got Mantisal. He's got Basher. It's time for him to run straight into your base.
Stolen the Spectral Dagger. They'll throw the Arcane Curse on Mandy. Starts to get away to the base. Telekinesis, Stormhammer. The control is there. Snaking, throwing in some right clicks with the Glaives. But there's the blink and the attempt at the call. They get the call off. The tornado comes in to Benjaz, who pops the blade mail. Meteor down on a Benjaz. Ooh, deafening blast. They get the kill into the axe. So they've taken out Benjaz. They look over at Mr. Jeans. They have the Stormhammer for the upheaval. Look at the damage coming in from the Fatal Bonds. It's enough to get the kill on a Snake King. They'll buy back on the Silencer. Envy trying to run. He does still have that BKB with a Pit of Malice dropped down by Brax. They start to back off on the side of Infinity. Oh, BKB, now the X, Envy, he's going to be forced to pop his own BKB. He doesn't have a lot of mana. The hookshot comes in onto this Silencer. Now they look over as he'll use those Spider Legs to get out of the cog. The Pit of Malice is down. The Chaotic Offering is used by Prada. They look to get the kill on a Snake King, who bought back into the fight. They also look over at Brax. Brax getting low, down to about half health. Man fighting Mandy and the rest of the team, but he ends up dead for 50 seconds without buyback. X back onto the Silencer. Mandy comes in. He's hit with the Telekinesis. They've lifted him up, but he still has that Aegis. Stormhammer to follow it up. Now they've got the Cataclysm flying in. They will get the Aegis. They've done a lot of damage. They look over at Raykill. The Clockwork is in the air with the Yules. Blink out. Mandy in some trouble. He's been stunned up. Two-man Torrent puts the Silencer in some trouble. Now they've got the Haunt. Tornado flies in, only hits the Warlock. Rocket Flare is there. Mandy gets the kill. The Stormhammer comes in. Eternal Envy for 70 seconds, and he is gone without buyback.
All they can do is stall right now. They do have the Invoker, one of the better heroes at doing this, but it's a slaughter right now. These heroes are way too big. 2,000 health, or sorry, and going up thanks to this the Shadow Word. How can he hold? Manta dodges off that Spear Vessel, the Cold Snap, and he continues to tear down this tier 3 tower. This fight's just a slaughter. You're doing so many things right on Zero, but it doesn't matter. You're so far ahead on Infinity. Eternal Envy just always trying to get towards this, finish up this Aghanim Scepter.
Spirit Vessel, hook shot in onto the Invoker. Now Ryoya is in trouble. They're going to try and Dark Rift him to safety. Ooh. Ryoya on the end of that ends up dead. He's got buyback. He doesn't really want to use it. He was saving up for that Hex, but he does have 4,000 gold saved up. They might be willing to give up the Rax bottom. Sven in 13. They're not going to buy back until they have him. But now they've caught the Rubik. Rubik for sure doesn't have buyback. He's only got 22 health. Now they'll buy back on the Invoker. The Tornado comes in. That's going to hit on the Raykill. They at least get the kill onto the Clockwork. He's down to a little bit of health. He'll use that Yules. But they still... Ooh, Cold Snap. Can they get one more right click?
Up.
No, they can't. They can't get one more right click on the Raykill. He ends up surviving. Sunstrike doesn't land. And he's got hook shot in 4, so they might even re-engage on this hook shot into a blink call. That would be perfect for the side of Infinity, who are now up 28,000 net worth. Instead, they back up fully and finally disengage.
This, they continue to try and pursue. They need to find something off of this. They've lost too much of their base, so they smoke up. Approaching the enemy high ground in their triangle wouldn't be the best move, especially if anyone is sitting on top of it, catches them out. But they wait on their own high ground. They think the enemy's going to reinitiate on them. But this bounty room, I think they'll go for this next one too. They think they're going to catch somebody up by themselves, but one Infinity's already left. Again, they're more than happy to wait this out. They got the 2 Raxes that were open still. They need to be able to take that tier 3 before they get that Mega Creeps right now. And Abyssal Blade almost done on the Spectre. So a couple more items in this next fight is going to be even easier for Infinity. You need a miracle on Zero to win this game. They managed to grab one once when they picked off that Kunkka there. Got the Telekinesis stun into the Cataclysm, but how many times can you get away with something like that?
It's going to be tough to kill him, but at least I would say if they do kill him, he doesn't have buyback. They're going to start to come over. The hookshot hits on a Snake King. Snake King, you need to keep him alive. He goes into the Glimmer Cape. Global Silence ends up getting used. They have the Cataclysm right down on a Mandy. Can they get the kill? They've lost Febby already, but they hit the damage and get the kill onto this Spectre, but he's in some trouble. They've got the Blink as well as the call. They're trying to Dark Rift Envy away. He pops the BKB. He needs to get back to this Underlord Stormhammer and the escape. They just leave, but Ryoya, he won't be so fortunate, and he does not have buyback. That is awful for the side of Team Zero, but I mean, they are down 27,000, so everything is awful. This is the opposite of the Lego movie. You've got a Refresher Orb on the Warlock. Stormhammer, can they kill the Spectre? They just don't have the Cataclysm to follow it up, and now they've got themselves one Chaotic Offering. Do they have themselves a second? No, they don't. They use the Refresher Orb to have it for the second time. The hookshot comes in from Rico on the bottom end. They'll just call GG. They lose Eternal Envy. They lose Febby. Down goes Brax and Infinity. They have done it. They even up the series at 1 and absolutely dismantle Team Zero.
Again, from the very start of the game, just making plays all over the map, and this was definitely the Kunkka game here. Mr. Jeans played phenomenally. I thought that the Radiants would make things a little bit slow. They wouldn't be able to match the pacing of Zero, but again, they went Midas on Voker. They went Midas on the Sven. You didn't have any damage fast enough to be able to compete with these heroes on Infinity. You had a couple pretty good rotations. You slowed down the Axes game, but I don't think any of it was enough. There was a lot to do for Brax's game. Unfortunately, just didn't have the items or here to do it. He's a tanky guy, yeah, but you didn't have anyone to jump on top of the enemy teams and take the fight to them. There's too much healing, too much sustain coming out from side of Infinity Esports. So well played by them, and I think it all comes down to their excellent draft.
And they drafted well. They played well. Just overwhelming the side of Team Zero so early on. It was Kunkka who had a practically perfect game, and well, now you got yourselves a 1-1 split. I mean, that was so good from Infinity Esports. They end up getting the 1-1 split, and it puts them at 0-3-0. They've actually tied every series so far, and puts Team Zero down to 0-2-2. So they're 2-6. While Infinity is 3-3. And Infinity, they play tomorrow. They play tomorrow against Crazy. Zero play tomorrow against 4 Zoomers. Like, some harder matches still remain for these teams. And this was a great game from Infinity, and that's what I was talking about. The fact that they just look like they have the potential to be like that good. Like, one game goes poorly for them, and then they revamp the lineup, and they just look that much better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, amazing game out of them here. Mr. Jeans continuing to impress. Again, even on the Storm Spirit game where he was like countered out a bunch of heroes to get on those backline stuff, and he picked it so early, he did pretty well. So I'm excited to see more of Infinity going forward in this tournament. Surprised they were able to take a game off of Zero, but it'd be less surprised going forward. I'm expecting great things from them.
So we'll be back in just a moment with the next series. The next series coming up is, in fact, Team Brazil against Infamous. That should be a good one. And then Beast Coast and Thunder Predator to end out the night. So we'll be back with that series, Brazil against Infamous, coming up next. We'll be back in a second. Stay right there.